that growth.
Well, we certainly hope that more Indians are going to be investing in that story as well. And speaking of one such Indian, Mr. Ambani, let me talk to you about Larry Fink's phrase of saying that this is the era of India. Now, you've seen India over the last 2 decades transform itself in many, many ways, especially as far as the digitization era is concerned. Specifically, what excites you? What is compelling about the India story today? How have you seen it being transformed?
Well, Shereen, before I answer that, let me warmly welcome Larry, and I'm grateful to Larry to again come back to India. It was a conversation that we had in 23, and it just took me 5 minutes to saying, Larry, BlackRock should be back in India. And he said,
that's all it took, 5 minutes?
Will you partner me?
I think it was less. You had a car ride. We had to go to point A and point B, and we accomplished it in a car ride.
In terms of, and you know, here you are with your full team, and we have launched the business. So thank you for again coming back to India, and India warmly welcomes you and your colleagues, and to all my colleagues from the industry and the financial community, a very warm welcome. And we look forward to working with each and every one of you. As Shereen said, I think that, you know, Larry, there is an old Indian saying that a tree only attracts attention if it bears fruit. And today, in this new era, as you described it, India and the tree of the Indian economy is bearing fruit with great visibility, with sustainability and abundance. As everybody said, right, we are confident, like we are the largest growing fast economic growth in the world. 8 to 10% is possible and doable, and I think that sustained double digit is not ruled out. So that gives us and that is why we are, after a long time, attracting all this attention. And this has happened primarily because I think that the last 10, 15 years, right, we had 2 successive periods. We had 10 years of Manmohan Singh, where we focused on growth. And then we were very lucky to have now consistently 15 years of very stable leadership. So stable economic leadership defines a country. And I think that we have to be thankful to Prime Minister Modi for giving us this stability now for like going in, by 2029, it'll be 15 years. Yeah. I also think that we've got what is different about this is we've got a very clear goal. A goal in terms of saying we have to be developed Viksit Bharat by 2047, which every Indian aspires to and has started believing in. Second, we've executed at scale, right? While as Indians, we like to criticize ourselves, and we are not, and it's a good thing in a democratic mindset, but if you see, we've built more roads in the last 15 years than any other, like multiple times than any other country, including the United States at its peak. We've built like power capacities. We are now the leading renewable power producer in the world. We've built in our own industry digital capacities, 5G, that is better than most people in the world and cheaper than most people in the world in terms of what. And now every Indian village has got 5G. So, and I can go on, like we've built the same thing in terms of infrastructure, the roads that you see in Mumbai. For a long time, we said that we will connect Mumbai to the mainland, and we now have the bridge that is running. So we've executed. We've also had policy which is sustainable. So even when you see between governments, right, we all thought that Aadhaar was the earlier government's piece. I think this government was wise enough to saying we've had continuity in policy at all times. In terms of that, we've had stability, we've had predictability. We've also been conservative. So as Indian successive finance ministers, we've always maintained our debt in order. Relative to global debt, we are still 50% of GDP as debt. So we are not, like the world norm is now 100%. So We've had, and I think that we've also in the private sector, and what excites me the most is the startup industry. When I